What is going on, guys? This is the Maafia Garage here, back at it with another Sera video. Now, I already got a lot of stuff taken apart, and by stuff I mean I just took off two wheels. Today I'm gonna do the front and rear shocks and struts on this car. So, I mean, it shows up online that the suspension is interchangeable with the Toyota Paseo. So I went ahead and I pulled off the wheels. So this is how it's going to go. I'm not going to really show in depth how to replace it. I will explain what I did along the way, because there's many shocks and strut video replacements out there. But I just wanted to show you guys that since I live in the States, it's kind of difficult to try to find parts here, because a lot of fellow members on Facebook, sorry, I'm trying to grab my light over here. A lot of fellow members on Facebook, they live in, the United Kingdom, and they live in places where they could source parts for these cars. So it's kind of difficult for us people in the States to try to get parts that look like they fit, and then when you order them, they don't fit. A lot of fellow members, they source me to parts, but it's usually in the UK. And when I go on eBay and try to order it, it just says that it won't ship to my address. So that's the only downfall with this. But, I mean, I'm just trying to take a risk right now, and I got some suspension for a Paseo. So this is one of the front struts. And I already opened up one side, but I just want to show you guys the package it came in. So this is the front. The other one's already open. It's already over there. And the rears are right here. I didn't open them up yet, but I'm just going to open up the front. All right. So the company's called Parts Time. I will post the details up on the description below. So this is the shock / strut. I always get mixed up. I mean, I think it's a shock, yeah. But this is it. It has this little retainer pin to keep it closed, so it won't be extended. You can see right here. It's easy. You can easily push it down with your weight and then take this off. It's no big deal. But this is it. Now let's bring this over so you guys can see the comparisons. Now I will take it out and I will compare it, but first comparisons, I would like to show you guys what's going on. So let's go back over here. Sorry, I'm trying to record this with my hand. With one hand, and use the desktop lamp to use light to bring it over here. So let's just bring this right here, lean this against that, and then hopefully I can get enough light to show you guys. Okay, so let's see. This will show. Okay, so when I was looking at it first glance, you guys can see this bracket right here is the same as that one right there. This brake line, that the bolt that screws into the strut to hold the brake line in is in the same exact spot. So this is a Paseo shock. This is my car is a 90 Sera. This is a 92 Paseo shock. So it looks to be the same exact thing. The lip is exactly the same. So you can see right here where that edge is off. It's the same exact thing right there. It edges off right there. So as I'm going to remove this, I will put them side to side. I bought a spring compressor. I didn't buy it. I rented it from from AutoZone. And I will be doing this job. I mean, my shocks and struts, they're way gone. I don't know if you guys can see this. If I shake this, let's see if you guys can see this. I don't know if you guys can. Let's see if I can hold this up for you guys so you can see what the heck is going on. That's no force at all, and it's just going up and down like a lowrider. So I do not like the ride. It's very, I mean, it's not like crazy, but it's like you're on a bouncy house. So I will be doing all four, and I will be recording it. Not me doing it because I'm a one-man stand right now. So I'm just going to record my progress. And all these other boxes are more parts for the Sera. They just have to go on. I just need to do them on other days that I have time because school's about to start. So these parts took a while for them to come in. But let's get the show on the road. All right, guys, slight update. So the bolts and nuts are both 19 millimeter. So I grabbed the breaker bar and I had a ratchet at the end of it. I just put an extension there and I'll explain why. So I had the breaker bar and I held the other side with the ratchet. So the bolt sat like this. So it sat like this. I put the ratchet on this end with the 19 mil, and I put the breaker bar on this end with the 19 mil, and then I broke it loose, and then from there I swapped to the ratchet end. Oh, I'm sorry, I had this backwards. Whoops. So I had the ratchet side on this side, and I had the breaker bar on this side, and I broke it loose. Then I swapped it around because as I was loosening this was spinning in the inside. The bolt was spinning itself. So I held it down with the breaker bar, and then I was ratcheting this off, and then this spun off freely. And then from there, my shocks are so blown that it was just like not even held on with anything. It just easily came off. So when I came up here, I took off these three already, and I'm about to take off that fourth one. As I'm unbolting the last one, I'm holding up the shock itself because it will fall. And I'm holding it up so it won't put too much stress on the stud and the nut itself. Just in case, you want to reuse the strut, you can just do that. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're trying to replace this. It doesn't matter if you're like messing up the heads or anything like that. I mean, the threads. But that's that update. Like I said, I wish I could record this as I'm going, but just one person and I can't really hold the camera while working. And I don't have a mount. So that's the only downfall. I had the mount, but it doesn't work with my phone. But yes, I'll update you guys again. Once I pull this out, I'll put it side to side with the new one so you guys can see the similarities, which is basically the same thing. But I'll show you guys. Alright guys, so I pulled off the strut. This strut is the the driver's side strut. So you guys can see. I'm going to show both sides. So since this is the driver's side, this is the passenger side. You can see both brackets are the same. Both brackets for the brake line is the same. The strut bolts align too. And you come up here, the upwards lip on both sides is very similar. Yeah, it's the same. You can even see this indent right here and this indent. You can come up. You see where it hits right there. It's about the same thing. Come up. And they're both the same height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over this top hat, swap over this, swap over the spring, and I'm going to put it onto here. Like I said, I rented some spring compressors, so this will compress, and then I can remove the top bolt with the impact, and then swap it over to this one. Alright guys, so as you can see up here, this was filled with grease, so I highly recommend filling it back up with some grease. I'm going to use multi-purpose grease and just pack it in there. And then the cap goes on top of it, as you can see on the other side. I didn't do the other side yet, but it will be the same as the other side. Alright, so as you can see, we got some fresh equipment in there. Bolts right up. See up there. Now, guys, I will get an alignment, so I'm not too worried about being picture perfect with the reassembly of it. But if you guys are doing something like replacing an axle or something, I highly recommend you making marks on the side where exactly it was at. So you see I still need to realign it back. I just have it in there just very slightly, but you see how there's an outline? I'm going to go by that outline. But if you want to be like kind of more precise, I highly recommend you getting like a white marker and just marking the sides of it where the bolt stops and everything like that. Like I said, I'm not really trying to show how to do a strut removal. I'm just trying to show what works for this car and if it worked for me. So, because there's not a lot of info for the Seras. No, there is a lot of infos. It's just there's not enough videos out here. Like, video proof. Yeah, there you go. No, I'm just joking. I know there's a lot of proof out there, but I just wanted to make a video to show people in the States, how about that this will work. So that's that. Bolts right on the top. Now, let's come over here now. Let's bring this. You guys want to see some magic? I know I do. Look how wonderful these shocks are right here. Alright, let's compress these bad boys. Now, this is no effort. No effort. This is just me resting my hand on it. This is just me resting my hand. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not putting no effort into that. That is just sitting in there, and it does not want to come back up. So as you can see, I really needed some shocks. Holy crap. It's literally not moving back up. It's just stuck right there. Isn't that terrific? That's what I was dealing with. Let's see this bad boy over here. Alright, I'm gonna need some. Alright, that I couldn't even put it all the way down with the minimal. Well, I put some some power behind that. I'm not gonna really push it down. Man, alright, so that is what it's supposed to be like. You need to really push it down. That's what it's supposed to do. Now, mainly man can push it down. But yeah. So yeah, it's still down there. You can see it's not even moving up anymore. And this one wants to put up a fight because it thinks it's new and stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just happy that this fits. And then once everything's put back together, then I'll take it out for a test drive and I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I will tackle the other side, and then when I do the rears, I'm going to record the rears, and then we'll see if the rears fit. Because the rears, I don't know if they'll fit or not, but just like the fronts, I didn't know if they're going to fit or not, but they did fit. So I have a good feeling about this. Okay, guys, so you guys seen the passenger side. Look at the driver's side. I was not going to record this part because, like I said, I wasn't going to show both sides. But man, look at this. It like leaked all over the driver's side. Like it's all wet. Like I keep on saying but oh my goodness. I need to get new top hats. I mean, these are like gone. But I'm going to have to do that some other time because I didn't know I would really need them, but it looks like I do. But look at this. One finger. I'm not even putting that much force. And now I gotta put a little bit of force to close it. That thing wet. It doesn't even want to come back out. Oh, there we go. See? That thing's completely gone. But yeah. Terrific. Alright guys, so I finished up the front strut install. Strut or shock, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm going to find the right term for it, and then I'm going to put it in the title of the video. So whatever I say now, I'm an idiot. But I finished up the front end, and I was looking at the rear end, and it requires me to remove a lot of rear interior panels. And I've been wanting to do the rear hatch strut, uh, the rear hatch struts, and I haven't gotten around to doing it because I wanted to make a video on that. So since I have to remove the rear panels, I'm gonna make it into a separate video, and then I'm gonna make the rear hatch struts a separate video too, on how to remove all the interior trim and so on and so forth. So for this one, the front end is done. I didn't do the rear end yet. I will do it, but on another video, and then I'll post that video separately because it's gonna be a lot of info for me to do all this stuff, and I don't want the video to be too long because I seem to make very long videos. I don't know, I just say that, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'm like exhausted. This job literally took me 2.5 hours. Now, it wasn't a hard job. It just took me a while because to swap over the springs and stuff, to clamp them down, all the tools all over the place. It was just, a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure it can take someone else a little bit quicker time, like what tools to use and what exactly to do. But that's took me 2.5 hours. It was a straightforward job. No bolts or nuts were seized, thankfully. But I do recommend, if your car is rusty, put a lot of penetrating oil in it. WD-40, PB Blaster, CNC knocker loose, anything you have, just spray it down the day before. But other than that, guys, I don't want to elongate this video. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I hope it helps you, especially if you own a Sera, or even if you own a Paseo or a Tercel. I think the Tercel has the same suspension as these. I hope it helped you guys know what to do and what steps to take when doing like the front end of these cars' suspension. All right, guys, take it easy.